Hi guys, it's Colin from bashbackpain.com. Another video for today on sciatica pain, lower back pain. Now, I've explained in the past previous videos, you can look down below, you can check it out, it's the L5-S1 decompression stretch, that there are stretches we can do which helps to decompress the spine. Essentially, we make the vertebra move further apart, it can help herniated discs reabsorb back into the space and take pressure off the sciatica nerve. Now, this particular video is going to focus on the section L4, L5 vertebra, and that's actually where the sciatica nerve starts from. It starts from between the L4, L5 part of your vertebra, L5, S1, S1, S2 into your sacrum. That's where the sciatica nerve comes out, runs down through your buttocks, down the back of your leg, back of your calf, into under your foot position there. So today's stretch, it is a decompression stretch for the L4, L5 vertebral junction. So I'm going to talk you through this. So you're going to do this on the floor, okay? Shoes off, so stocking feet or bare feet. Ideally, you want to do this towards the end of the day, maybe after dinner in the evening, before you go to bed is a really good time to do it. You can do this many times as you want during the day. I would advise doing it first thing in the morning, however, okay? Try to do it a couple hours after you've woken up if you want to do it first time in the morning. Progressive throughout your day, you can do it as well. Now the thing with all these stretches, when you're beginning, when you're starting out, is to take it easy, okay? I always talk about 50% power. You don't want to, push yourself too hard that you hurt your shoulder or you hurt some other part of your body because you're pushing too hard with these stretches. These are isometric stretches where the muscle, the tissue is under tension. And you're forcing the stretch. So it can be taxing, you can create a bit of sweat, okay, you can perspire. So I'll just take you through the setup for this particular stretch. So what you want to do, you can sit on the floor and we want a 90-degree bend at our knees. So right ankle at the knees. We want the heels round about maybe 6 to 10 inches apart. That's perfectly fine. We want our toes back towards our knees, so they're not pointing forward, back towards the knees. We want the ankle bone here to come through, okay? So it's not, we're not lying on the inside part, we're pushing the inside part through, okay? So we've essentially got the foot turned out. So we've got 90 at the knees, and I will show you from the side in just a second, don't worry. 90 from the knees, both knees the same, roughly 6 to 10 inches apart. That's the lower body position. Now the upper body position, we're going to take our arms in front of us, thumbs facing, okay? Then you're going to rotate them outward, so the thumbs face the ceiling. You're going to bring your arms back, so your biceps are close to your ears, and we're going to be projecting, we're going to be pushing up towards the ceiling. So your whole shoulder girdle is going to go up towards the ceiling, like that. See how I move there? So I'm down, depressed, and then I push up, okay? Now when we do the stretch for real, you're going to maintain that tension. Now in the beginning, you might only get 10, 15, 20 seconds of tension. That's okay. We slowly progress. Maybe we do 15 seconds one day. We try 20 seconds the next day, and then 20 seconds the day after that. Slow progression, okay? Now a lot of people say, Colin, this is as far as my hands go, right? That's okay. It's always to your maximum. This is as far as your arms can go. That's fine. You push from that position, yeah? Now from the side, a lot of people when they start out, you will find they're in this position, okay? They don't have the strength through the spinal muscles to bring themselves up. Maybe they've got some mobility issue in the hips. They haven't got the flexibility, mobility to be sitting straight up, okay? If that's your start position, that is okay, okay? We work on individual basis only. So if this is the maximum you can reach, that's fine. You might find this could be week 1, then it's week 2, 3, 4, 5. As you progress, you'll start to fit better into the posture. Now I've got this box here behind me. It's just a plyo box. Could be a box, could be the back of a door, could be a wall. This is a useful tool to let your body know where you are in space, okay, proprioception. Now what you can use this for, if you're not quite sure, I'm going to mirror, for example, you don't know how you feel, you can't feel where your body is in space, you haven't got a friend or your partner or colleague to see what you're doing to help you with the stretch perhaps. Use a wall or back of the door so you can get in, so I can feel, okay, I can feel it, I'm not leaning on it, but I'm lightly touching it. And then when I go into my position, I want to try to be off the wall, Okay, so I'm not leaning on it, I'm actually off it. Yeah? And that way it'll help you find the correct posture to be in. As I said, maybe you do start in this position. That's okay. You slowly work up to have your back off the wall, off the door. Now, the stretch itself, it requires movement in opposite directions. That should create the decompression. Okay, so what we do, we got ourselves in this position with the legs. We imagine the outside of our knees goes to the floor. Now, they won't go to the floor, okay? Well, they'll go a little bit, then they'll stop. But it puts enough tension in the lower half of this body to create, along with our upper movement, a decompression at this L4, L5 region, and that's what we look for. So, the stretch is a continual isometric exercise. So let me show you from the front and then from the side. So, I get into my start position. Here I am, 90 degrees, 6 to 10 inches. I bring my arms in front, thumbs to the ceiling, biceps close to the ears. Talk to myself, think to myself, okay. Deep breath, and then I push on the stretch. So I tuck my chin in, make a double chin. I project my arms, my shoulders up to the ceiling. I maintain that tension, I keep it on. Then I lightly try to push my knees to the ground, okay? Now maintain this tension. Now you might feel some stretch in here, that's okay. You're gonna find it hard to hold yourself in that position. That's okay. Do it for as long as you can. Try to relax the face, you'll be able to breathe normally. Deep breath in. As I breathe out, push harder, push a little bit higher. Now, in the beginning, okay, relax. We're trying to learn the stretch, learn the exercise. So I don't expect you guys to be 100% power, 100% correct on the first stretch. You'll see some beginners that I've worked with over the years. They go to do the stretch, they hold their breath, and they're like this. No, okay? Relax the face, okay? Couple deep breaths, relax my face, get into the stretch, and then just try and hold that position, okay? And then put a little bit of tension on it, maybe 50% power, a little bit of tension, yeah? Hold it 15 seconds, use your phone, use a watch to time yourself, and then relax slowly, okay? Now from the side, so we can see. So again, let's get into my wall or my door here, just to help me. So yeah, I feel it, okay, it's there. 6 to 10 inches with the feet there, 90 degrees at the knees, hands in front, rotate, up they come, bicep close to ears, couple of deep breaths, and then I start the push. Breathing naturally, trying not to touch the wall behind me, lifting off, knees towards the ground, pushing, 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 and after 10, 15 seconds, relax slowly, okay? Now, a couple of things to be aware of. As I said before, if you do try and push it too hard to begin with, you may feel some pain, some cramping, so it's very progressive. Get yourself into the stretch position, okay? Sort of simulate the movement with a little bit of pressure, and then gradually increase that pressure. Now, how many times? Well, I said to you guys you can do it as many times as you want during the day. People say, well, can I do it once, take a break, do it again? Yes, you can, but in the beginning, I would just do it one time, okay, and then do it again a couple hours later or before you go to bed. If you try to do it repetitively, maybe 15 seconds, take a minute, do it again, do that. And if you've never done these stretches before, you're more likely to get maybe a little pull in here somewhere, maybe cramping inside of your thigh. I want to avoid that. I want to be able to slowly, progressively work up to the stretch, okay? So guys, give this a go. It is really good for disc herniations, L4, L5, sciatica nerve pain, helps to decompress that spine, hopefully helps to let the disc reabsorb, takes pressure off the nerve there, and reduces your pain. That's what we're looking for. All right, guys, listen, please like and share the video. Any comments, hit me up down below. All right, take care. Bye-bye.